Hello everyone, welcome to the stream. This is Erin from Soma Games. Anyway, we'll go ahead and get started today. Today, we have a couple new levels in the game now, and we need to make maps for them. Otherwise, how are you guys supposed to know which way is which way? Examples of what we've done before. This was one of the older maps for Old Moss Creek. Kind of had an idea. It had major landmarks. You had a direction. This was one of the early versions before we had the compass in there. But you have an idea of what we're doing. It's like going for this kind of look and style. One of the more updated ones. I think this is, yeah, here's actually the updated one for it. And then, but this is one of the ones that it's actually in the game right now. Still the same style. But it's for one of the current levels. And so taking something like this, and we're going to do something, and I have some very, very rough drawings of, hey, here's Hilltop Camp and Lily Grove, because you can access a map while you're running for your life. But we'll go ahead and start off with Hilltop Camp. It's actually rather important space, and I'm going to make sure that I'm going to be doing my best to match the style that Jeremy has been matching, so that way it looks like it does in the books. So we're going to try and get this level of like nice, clean lines, but with this mess. Also, how to draw waterfalls when they go north is going to be very interesting. Yeah. Alright. Let's get started. I'm gonna go ahead and shrink. Actually, I first need to actually separate things out. Now, go ahead and take this down to 33. Transparency. Also, hi guys, glad to have you here, and that's fun, Nova. I hope it goes well. Alright. Give me a second. I accidentally pressed the wrong things. You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to take an overhead screenshot. Alright, so if I remember looking at what he has not on there, but actually this is probably a better representation. Is what I like about what Jeremy did on these is that he actually ended up making a separate space that they kind of put was in each area for each area, no matter which way it was actually directionally facing, to draw these these major landmarks. And they kind of just fit into the space. I'm gonna have to keep that in mind as I'm working on Hilltop Camp. So I'll probably want to make sure that I have space for the obstacle course, space for the maze, a separated out space for the caves, drawing for the camp. Like this right here is I don't actually need anything for that, but I could probably put in the gate and then the waterfall here. And then draw the limit, and also I want to make sure there's the outlook and the hot springs, and probably draw everything around it. Yeah, okay, so that's, I'm just thinking through out loud how I want to play this out. I'll actually go ahead and just keep this as my current block out. I kind of want to make sure there's still the gate in there. I'm pulling up a reference so I don't have to keep switching back and forth. There we go. In case you guys are curious, I have a bunch of brushes because I bought a $10 mega pack of brushes from an artist named Kyle Webster. He's really good at the brushes he makes, and actually is now officially working with Photoshop and providing brushes for them. But these are the brushes I'm usually using. So I figured I would go ahead and use one of his inking sets. So it makes really nice lines like this. Or use the finer than fine. Kind of like having an idea of like what do I need to match up there. Although looking at these, it really doesn't look like... Hey Bob, it's good to see you around. I actually think that doing it this way will probably be better. Okay, yeah, I'm going to probably start with this. We'll see where this goes. Yeah, that's still making the same kind of line quality as I want there. Go thicker, kind of. It doesn't really get thicker, which is exactly what I want. But I'll go over places I want to have be thicker if I need it. Or actually, I think I'll go ahead and adjust by just slightly, maybe like this. There. Brush quality, line quality, those are things. Okay, so we have this large ridge here. That the player that sets up this space that you play in for this level. And before we had a tree line that really set up the playable space. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of do this. This space here is probably going to be filled with trees. Hello, John. Okay, this is also full of trees. I think this might be easier to do the background once I have, if I start start with the water. I have the land. The land is honestly just going to take some time for me to figure out exactly how I want to illustrate that, because we don't have an example of what that could look like so far, since it is just this giant ridge. Or we could just do something like this, maybe? That could possibly work. Anyway, we'll start off with hot springs. I'm kind of drawing these from memory. Probably shouldn't be. Probably should have references up, but just kind of keeping it what I can do. That looks like water. I think I need to take out my shading really quickly. So I'm looking at the reference of the stylization, and all the shading is done fairly evenly rather than kind of rough what I've got, like I got here. after a while you kind of need to be good at sketching if you need to be fast. And in the art business, one of the things that they start to pay you for is when you are fast. Hello, Lucas. It would, but in this case, because I'm trying to match it so that it looks more like, give me a second. So it looks more like this. If you look at the tree and the campsite and how those are shaded, like they're just some basic, it's just some lines. Like it's just going like this. And maybe like extra, some cross-hatching for some depth. Ignoring my C marks. Or even in with the case of those stumps. Like maybe I have a stump here. It's just some straight lines there. We're at fairly evenly. They're fairly even, and you can really see it along the tree line. Of course, you then back out, and it looks beautiful. It looks really good, and it's like, oh hey, give some depth. But for the most part, all these lines are all in the same direction. So you can see it with the trees. How these are, this is all just line work. It's based off of the style, we're styling the maps after the artwork that's in the books. And so with that in mind, before I had done a lot of kind of scribbly like that, but more of what I want to do is probably more like that. Now I can do a little bit more depth in there, like cross-hatching. I will say that with this particular brush, I'm not actually getting the kind of lines I'm wanting. First I thought I was, but now I'm not. Especially when I get tiny. Let's try this one. See if this fits better with what I'm trying to aim for. I am making, like, despite the fact I'm using some brushes that were provided from, that I went and bought and provided, I am making some small adjustments to them. You guys can't see it, but off to the, actually, here, I'll show you. If I move this over to the left, you can see I have a window open for brush settings, and right about here it says size jitter, which is controlled by my pen pressure. So I am in the minimum diameter. I have currently 100%, which I moved that up, so that way I don't get the thin lines that can adjust things, or that get now I have like I don't have any of that same like thick thin control, but I don't want it for this, and I know I mess with my just even the slightest amount of pressure could change that, so I'm turning that setting off right now. I could just go with this basic round brush. I'm kind of giving these ones a chance before I do anything else though. Yep, that's about right, Nova. Okay, do you guys see that? If I do this and I start going over the same line over and over, it starts getting thicker. That's what I don't want. I feel like I'm trying to work too small. Probably is right, about right. However, that feels cleaner than what I've been doing. Yeah, that feels a little cleaner, and I feel like I can actually get some of the lines I want. Okay, so back up from that. Take off that so you guys don't have that blocking. Now we have like a nice set of hot springs, but for the space we have, it's probably too big. But I'm going to keep that as it is for now. This was my rough outline layer that I just cut off. Turn this back on. I'm going to take this, place it about there. It's a little mini pond waterfall. have to keep in mind that there needs to be room for words on this. It needs to be spaced out a bit more. But before I shrink that drawing, I'm going to keep it where it is. Come back to it. Okay. This will be maze drawing. And I'm making a little rat scarecrow right now. We do have these in the game. That's a good point. I'll have to bring it up. We might like the pun of maze maze a little too much to give it up, but
Modern script.
I have to wonder if hay is found in the UK as well. Now I'm wondering if we have the completely wrong crops. I guess my question was, is it a native crop or not there? Not if it exists there, but if it's a crop there. So. Okay, so this one's now done. This actually is like approximately the size I want these to look. And if you compare these two, that one is now way too big and also really dark comparatively. Which means I might need to come back to this one and lighten it up, which means actually redoing it and not like just, or like trying to do undoing lighter lines. I don't think I want to tackle the trees yet because I know those trees are not sketched well. Thank you, JC, for confirming when I don't know. Okay. I'll be honest, I want to leave this one until later. So I'll leave it just as it is. See where it goes. Move on to the drawing of the main camp area. Okay, so then this is currently I wonder if I did that too. Yeah, you can't even tell what's going on there. Which means I'm gonna do this. That's far more readable from this size. And you need the entrance to the caves. Nice, Sammy. That sounds like a dad joke. I only know really bad puns, and even then it's like, I don't actually know the joke puns. I just insert random words for other random words. I think the characters that have become some of my favorite characters, are the ones that tend to love puns and use puns all the time. That said, I think you guys have met Gavin before on stream. Gavin is our resident newest father. He has a 2-year-old now, and he fully embraced the dad jokes. And I will tell you what he did today. I asked him if he could come over and get 2 sets of eyes up on what I was working on, so I can get a second set. Sorry, I asked him, could I get a second set of eyes over here to look at what I'm working, so I could have someone else looking at what I was working on. Well, he brought over 2 post-it notes that had the letter. Each one had a letter I on it, and gave me those.
say that, and they look like this. That right there is what he gave me. I threw them away immediately. I was just like, nope, nope, not right now. Oh hey, someone's gonna call. This is probably gonna go in right about there-ish. I know it's not actually on our actual map, it's not actually right directly on the ridge. But it works. Okay, styling. Actually, these now have like about the same weight as that and they look good. So I might go ahead and just make the campfire a little bit bigger, or make these a little bit, line the weights a little bit thicker to make this thing match better. I'm just noting that, oh hey, my stuff isn't, I'm not being as consistent as I could be. I don't think I gotta do those lines on the inside of the wood. Oh gosh. I just looked up at this chat. It's it's not two of them, it's just one. Gavin would be proud. I probably should leave out this little river because it... Sammy, I don't know what you just said. I'm confused.
So then St. Cube's gonna go here, and then just my drawing, that's just my drawing.
So I think I am going to use this kind of styling that I did over here for how I want to like differentiate where the rim is, and I probably will go ahead and put some trees on the other side because there are trees on the other side. There's just this distinctive rim. You guys are funny. Okay, so we're gonna have Gavin be the host for that stream. And Sammy, you're being unfair. You're typing when you're hearing me, not when it's actually going up in chat. They don't know what I'm talking about yet. So I need to do the outlook.
Dang it, now I have to do the obstacle course still. Or, you know, I can still put it off and just do this. Okay, so with this in mind, and also looking back at what I do need to have for my thing, I need to probably erase this line here, just barely. A little bit here. And then take the set case and put it up a little bit more. much as I like them being right. Oh, they're probably just going to move it like that so that we can see the W and then west. Go back in here. I do that. So technically I've gone over time, but I feel like I'm almost finished with this, so I'm gonna keep going. Getting rid of the river part there because I'm unsure. To make it look better as a overall map. Just a little bit extra string, not too much. And control, and let's get rid of some of these trees. So those were test trees. Dang it. I don't have an excuse now. I have to do the obstacle course. I don't think we're actually using these trees, but I'm gonna go ahead and kind of be cheap and do that. What do you mean, Bob? Shouldn't it look red wallery? Like, does it not look? If it doesn't, then at least what do you mean by that? Does it not? I mean, I am... Yeah, so because of the directions, this waterfall goes to the north, but it's flowing north. Yes, it does.
Yes, it does. There's a giant waterfall, I know. You might need to get into the game and see how it works there.
Ha!
Okay. Ooh, that's a good idea. Okay, so I'm actually going to go back to the river really quickly, just erase a little bit of this part. Not what I meant to do. Get that. And now that apparently is. I'm going to separate it out a little bit, like so that way here's the waterfall pig image versus like water, the river thing. And then the last thing I need to add to this really is I need to add some trees because this is not an empty space. And then if that's going to be on this.
actually giving each of the like spaces a little bit more space to work with. I do look at the chat, but the chat is on my second screen, which is up, and then my art stuff is down below. So it's easy for me to go, woo, art, and just ignore the chat. So yes, you're right, I have learned how to avoid the chat. Meow. There you go. I'm rather good at goat noises, but I won't make them on stream because I'm loud. Alright guys, I think this is about done. Again, like I said, I need to get the trees actually in here, and I'm looking at it, this part looks funky, so I'm doing this. That wasn't a cat noise, that was an airplane, obviously. Meow. That is a cat noise. Dang it, JC. JC convinced me. Reverse psychology. Yes, I like to make. JC, I want to say that you can't, Erin. Yeah, Erin, you can't do that. That's how I read that as you can't make a goat noise because you can't. Why could you do that? So of course I felt like, of course I can do it. I need to prove it. So with that, I will leave you guys. Have fun, and here's some more goat noises. Maybe they're sheep noises.